Hey guys, my name is Tom Spark. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm making a video about the age verification laws in the UK and around the world and what I think are the real reasons behind it. I don't actually think these politicians care about kids. I don't actually think they care about protecting kids from the internet. So what are the real reasons? Stay tuned to find out in this video. But before that, guys, I just want to let you know I'm pretty much known as the VPN guy here on YouTube. If you're looking to unblock age restrictions to just be able to access stuff like Wikipedia or even hamster subreddits, you're going to need a VPN. Fortunately for you, I made VPN tier lists.com. This is a website where you can check out my expert reviews of VPNs and other privacy tools, which you can also see on the website. But not only that, you could even submit your own VPN review or check out others from my community where you can see the community rankings. This is the only website I've found that does this. Unlike other channels on YouTube that are owned by VPNs or corporations, my channel is independently owned and has always been owned just by me. Look back 10 years ago, you can see how skinny I was talking about VPNs and privacy tools, and I'm still doing it today, nearly 10 years later. So guys, with that in mind and your support, I'll be putting some of my favorite links for VPNs in the description down below. That can include Amazon gift cards and discounts as well as some other privacy tools. And guys, I'm always on Discord if you want to join that as well. So guys, let's get back to the video.
They tell you it's about protecting children. They tell you it's about keeping kids safe online. But what if I told you that's just the cover story for one of the biggest power grabs in internet history? Governments around the world, the UK, US, EU, they're all rushing to implement strict age verification laws. On the surface, it sounds reasonable, right? Keep kids away from inappropriate content. Who could argue with that? But here's the thing, and this is where it gets interesting. Civil liberties groups, privacy experts, and even some child safety advocates are sounding the alarm. They're saying these laws have almost nothing to do with protecting children. So what's really going on? Let's follow the money, follow the power, and expose what's actually hiding inside this Trojan horse. The surveillance state's dream. Let's start with the most obvious problem. To verify someone's age, you need to know who they are. Think about that for a second. Every single person, not just kids, everyone, now has to upload their government ID or submit to facial recognition just to browse the internet. The Electronic Frontier Foundation puts it bluntly, these are surveillance systems that threaten everyone's rights to speech and privacy. Here's what happens when you verify your age. Companies like Yoti and Persona in the UK collect your facial images, your ID details, everything. And once they have it, there's no meaningful restriction on what they can do with it. Sell it to data brokers? Sure. Hand it over to law enforcement? Why not? Train AI models? Absolutely. As Novara Media reported, the age verification vendor now has access to information about you that can be used to build consumer profiles, train other models, and sell to the highest bidder. Think about what we're losing here. Anonymous browsing, gone. Want to read about mental health issues, logged, looking up information about your sexuality, recorded, researching a medical condition, tracked and tied to your real name forever. This isn't a bug, it's a feature. These laws are normalizing the idea that you should have to identify yourself to access perfectly legal content. It's creating a permanent digital trail of everything you read, watch, and interact with online, the censorship machine. But surveillance is just the beginning. Let's talk about what happened in the UK when their Online Safety Act went into effect. Within days, I'm not making this up, British users found themselves blocked from accessing, wait for it, Wikipedia, Spotify, forums for sexual assault survivors, a subreddit about hamsters. But here's where it gets really dark. Content about the war in Gaza, blocked. Information about Ukraine, blocked. Videos of police violence at protests, hidden, all, quote, to protect children. See, here's the game they're playing. Once you create a system that can block harmful content for children, you've created a censorship infrastructure that can block anything. Today it's adult content, tomorrow it's political dissent. As one analysis put it, far from protecting children, this is more akin to preventing anyone of any age from walking into a library. It creates a pretext for censoring political dissent. And it's not just the UK. In the US, the Kids Online Safety Act would let state attorneys general decide what's harmful to minors. One of the bill's own sponsors suggested that discussions about racial justice or LGBTQ+ issues might qualify as dangerous for kids. Now think about what that means. Sex education gone, suicide prevention resources blocked, information about substance abuse censored. These are literally the resources that help young people, and they're the first to go. Follow the money now. Let's talk about who's getting rich off this. Meet the Age Verification Providers Association, the AVPA. They were, quote, key drivers of the UK's Online Safety Act. Guess what business they're in? That's right, age verification. They literally lobbied for laws that would force every website to use their services. It's like a locksmith lobbying to make it illegal not to have their specific locks on your door. AVPA reps told British lawmakers that the UK had a chance to build loads of successful businesses selling age verification to the world. They weren't even trying to hide it. This was about creating an entire industry. And here's a fun fact. MindGeek, the company that owns Pornhub, developed their own age verification system, so the biggest porn company in the world could become the gatekeeper for age verification across the internet. You can't make this stuff up. Meanwhile, smaller websites can't afford these expensive verification systems. Many are just shutting down or blocking entire countries. So who wins? Big tech, the verification companies, and the surveillance state. Who loses? Everyone else. As one expert noted, if lawmakers really cared about protecting children, they'd go after big tech's predatory business model. The algorithms designed to addict kids, the data harvesting, the targeted advertising. Instead, they're creating a system that makes these companies even more powerful while claiming victory. The political game. Here's the genius of this whole scheme. Who's going to vote against protecting children? Nobody. It's political kryptonite. Politicians have found the perfect weapon. They can't pass privacy laws. They can't break up big tech. Fine. They'll just wrap everything in, think of the children, and suddenly they can do whatever they want. The EU is using this to push their digital identity framework. The UK wants to become a global leader in safety tech exports. Every government sees this as their chance to finally control the internet within their borders. And here's the really cynical part. As one analysis pointed out, focusing on kids' social media use distracts politicians from being held accountable for the ruthless cuts they are making to education, healthcare, and domestic violence shelters, things that would actually improve children's mental health. It's political theater. They get to look like they're doing something while avoiding the hard problems. And if you oppose these laws, well, you must be on the side of predators. That's literally what a UK minister said about critics of the Online Safety Act, the real danger. Look, nobody's saying we shouldn't care about kids' online safety. Of course we should. But these laws, they're not about safety. They're about control. They're creating a world where you need government permission to read the news.